Hi, everybody. I'm Erin D from Smiling with Erin D, and I'm going to talk about a subject that is very close to my heart. It's happy. It's finding happiness in the dark. Um, I haven't always had the best history, or well, I guess I started with the best history, but it kind of went bad. I am divorced. I'm the happiest divorced person you will ever meet. Um, but it did come from a dark spot. So I'm gonna let everybody come in the room first and say hi to everybody as they are. Thank you, Q, and I just say Q because I'm my friend Q, and she has a channel called Q and DJ, and I'm gonna drop her link in just a second. But she's awesome. Please go check her out. She's fantastic and just absolutely awesome. Um, sorry, that's me trying to drop the link. I obviously should have put my phone on silent when I did that. Oh, look, everybody's coming in. Hi, Reality T, Dustin. I hope everybody's doing wonderful today. Everybody say hi. My partner, Dustin. Krista Marie, who's the sweetest human being on the planet. That's my bestie. Everybody, please go check her out. Okay, the links are not dropping for me right now. I have no idea why. I think my phone is just trying to give me a hard time. Okay, so I guess I'll start and I will drop everybody's links in the comments afterwards. Um, so glad to be here. Oh, thank you, Krista. How about that? I saw you. My partner is Dustin. He was mine first. You just fill in. That's all I can say. You're just a fill in. Just Dustin's got room for all of us. Just kidding. So I did get asked about my past because I had done a video about divorce before, and I guess this is just a continuation on that. I am divorced. I was with my partner for 11 years, and he cheated and did a bunch of other bad things. And so, actually, he cheated with my best friend. So, I not only lost my husband, but my best friend at the same time. But on the other side of that, I got another best friend from it because her husband, yes, she was married too, is now my absolutely diehard. He's my person. Like he's not just my best friend. He's my person. Like, if you're lucky in life, you get one person that you're in it for life. And she's just awesome. Oh, look at Krista. Oh my God. I wonder who it is. But I wasn't even sure I was going to do this live. And then he called me out of the blue. And that's the thing. We can go a month without talking to each other. And then all of a sudden, we talk, and it's like absolutely no time is bad. We just fight and have these fights. It doesn't matter. We're still family. We're in it for. It's amazing to me to have found that partner through such a bad situation. And I'm going to bring up. I'm so excited. Miss Regina, are you ready to come up?
Hey, Erin.
Everybody, please subscribe to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We all know.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for the invite.
Of course. I love my Juice family. I'm so lucky. Everybody subscribe.
Thank you. We love you too. We truly, truly love you. Thank you for doing this. I mean, I love your content. I love your material. It's just so nice and refreshing to be on YouTube and see somebody who's so loving and caring and kind. It's just a heartfelt moment that everybody needs to partake in. So that's why I tell everybody, listen, if any channel on YouTube that you should be subscribed to, it's Smiling with Erin D. You really should be subscribed to her channel. She's like that warm, comfy blanket after a hard day. She's like so refreshing. Thanks, Erin.
We all know I'm very proud to be part of the Juice family.
Thank you.
Regina, you have mentioned on your channel many times that you have not always had the best history, and yet you've you brought this light into this world by starting the Juice Radio and Talk Show, and you come into our houses, and not only into our houses but our hearts, and you've made this great channel, and you're one of the bright spots after my divorce and my tough times. Every time there's been a tough time in my life, there's been something that's brought me through it. My friendship with Jake, he's in the chats right now. That is my person for life. He is the other half of the cheating partners, and yet when I was cheated on and Jake was cheated on, we could have fallen apart and just hated everybody, but instead we became a family. And I didn't know if I was going to do this live, if I was brave enough to. And Jake literally, not even knowing I was doing this, called me 20 minutes ago. And I was like, so I might be moving to you, which is like the cool thing. My mother is beyond excited. She calls Jake her son-in-law, but not son-in-law.
Oh, my mom used to call my husband her son in love. I mean, and he absolutely adored it, because she says, no, I don't want to be like son-in-law, and stuff like that, because to her, it was just not as strong as meaning of love. So she would always call him her son in love. And
Hi, Regina.
she adored him. Hey, Dustin. Hey.
Hey, Erin.
Hi, Dustin. Hey, Reality with Krista Marie. Girl, I see you over there in the chat.
Glad to be
I
here
love
for
her.
you all.
Oh, no link. Yeah, I think there was a link, Krista. I don't know. I'll drop it again.
Yes, I got yours in our group text. Maybe.
Yeah, it's dropping. None of my things are dropping on YouTube right now. I don't know what I did to make StreamYard mad at me, because I couldn't even drop anybody's channel right now. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am updating. I was just updating my computer, so I'm wondering if that has something to do with it, if it hasn't maybe finished updating.
I wonder if I can drop the link that you shared in my. Let me see.
I dropped it to her on my phone. I don't know if that'll work. Krista, let me know if you get the link on your. Because maybe if that's.
I dropped all the channels. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I was able to send it to her by text, so it did look like it went to her by text.
Good.
So, Krista,
Dustin, so what's going on with you, Dustin?
Oh, we're hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. Yesterday was a rough day, but I'm hanging in there. Get better.
No more rough days, Dustin. We don't want no more rough days.
I hope not. I've been in a lot of, as you know, Regina, I was in a lot of pain on Thursday. And it's been a rough time. So, yeah.
Well, see, it's a good time to be on the show here at Erin's channel, because she says finding happiness in the dark, and if you're going through some dark time, you pulled up to the right channel today, Dustin.
Yeah.
Sometimes we pull each other through, and I've definitely learned that from Dustin. He appreciates everybody that's there for him, and then he finds that and pulls that through. Dustin, I admire that so much, because you'll have a bad day and then you'll be like, so-and-so was there for me. And I find that so incredible that you look at those moments and you turn it around. And I just think we don't appreciate that in other people, and how I just see that so much. And I'm so lucky that we have that within our community here in the Juice Radio and Talk Show family, on reality TV. Like the people that are pulling you through, sometimes those are your light, and your happiness is found again from that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dustin is always really, really sweet with sharing his feelings and his gratitude for others. And he doesn't mind. Listen, he'll do it in the green room. He'll do it on live. He'll do it, in the chats. He's just such an appreciative person. He's so kind. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So great. So how can we find more happiness in the dark times, Erin?
I feel like we are always looking at the negatives.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the negatives, it's easy to get lost in those moments. It's easy to internalize and be like, I can't find your way out. Sometimes we're looking for the door when all we need to look for is a window. You don't need to have the big moments of like having it be as good as it was, you can find these little moments. You can find a movie you like on TV to get lost in, your comfort movie, your comfort friends. Even comfort food is not really that healthy, but a comfort walk is really nice.
Yeah.
I love walking outside.
Me too. I like go outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
I started Date with God when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Aww.
And my date with God is not a prayer, because everybody thinks, well, I guess it is a prayer because it's just my conversation. But my mother and dad would tell me that they had to go on dates because that's how you keep a relationship alive. And I thought, well, I want to keep my relationship with God alive. And that's how I started the dates.
That's so beautiful.
But I started it from my Aunt Delia. She had passed away, and her house was very Christian, had all these crosses. And my grandmother, I was given her Bible, my aunt's Bible, her pocket Bible, because she never went anywhere without a Bible. This woman was amazing, and I love the stories at her funeral, which made every time I get sad, I think of those stories, and I think that can pull you through too. Stories pull you through, like hearing stories of other people. My aunt's the funniest story was, I live in the city. She lived in the city. So we walk a lot of places here. Well, in a blizzard, she was supposed to go to Bible study. And it was snowing. And they always met in the church. Well, because it was a blizzard, the priest didn't cancel Bible study. He didn't send out like a notice. He just figured nobody would show up. She walked all the way there, the 2.5 miles there. And when the church was locked, she walked over to the house where they live, and she knocked on the door. She was like, "Oh, is Bible study in here tonight?" He said he was so ashamed because this 80-year-old lady had walked to Bible study, and he was in his pajamas thinking nobody was coming.
Oh my gosh, how beautiful! Listen, that's dedication. That is dedication too.
Yes.
Wow.
And
how sweet.
She was she was very sweet, but she was also very funny because she died when she was in her 90s.
Wow.
And when she got admitted after her stroke, she told the doctor she was 80. Nobody really knew her age for a long time, like her real age. I mean, my grandma had to go through paperwork to find out how old she was. Like, we knew she was in her 90s. We couldn't actually know the year, though.
Oh my! So listen. She went in there. She was like, maybe the doctor was cute, and she wanted him to think that she was.
Like, I'm 80. Because they're like, well, this might be a hard road back. When you're 80, it's hard. They were talking to my grandparents, and they're like, 80? That woman's 95 years old.
Wow! What a blessing. 95.
But she always lied about her age, so.
Well, she found
her first name too.
She found some humor in it. I tell you, well, bless her. My goodness, 90-something years old. That's a blessing. And you said you got her Bible. And the odd thing is, I don't know how odd it is, but when my dad passed away, my mom came to me and said, "Here, I want you to have your dad's Bible because you're the only one that's really into the Bible and church and all that stuff." And I was ministering at the time too. And so she gave me his Bible. And then when my mom passed away, my sister said, "Here, you're the only one that, is really into church this big." So she gave me my mom's Bible. And then when my grandmother and my dad in West Virginia passed away, they all gave me their Bibles. And so when my grandmother, we were at my grandmother's home, and my cousin started giving me all my grandmother's Bibles. And I started thinking about it. I said, what is it with me with all these Bibles? I've got like tons of Bibles on my shelf. I have one shelf that are all Bibles from people that have passed away that they were given to me. And I never asked for them. I never go in and say, well, I want this and I want that. I don't believe in that. I love the memories that I share with for the people. But when I was talking to my cousin Tammy, I was like, what is it that I'm always getting the Bibles? And she says, "Girl, you're the only one that's into it." Like, that we all believe in God, but you're the one that are really into the books. And so I think that's interesting that you got your grandmother's Bible, and I have all of these Bibles.
My great aunt. She's my great aunt, not even my grandmother.
Yes. That's amazing. But I do cherish them.
Children.
Really?
She never had children. She was from Ireland. She had a very thick Irish accent, and her husband and her couldn't have children, and treated my grandfather, that was like their son, and my godmother was the.
Wow.
And when my grandfather passed years later, I actually got my uncle's Bible, her husband, so I have both pocket Bibles now, and they match. And like, and they match. They were the exact Bible because when we were going through my grandfather's things, like, you know, I didn't take anything when he died, but like a long time afterwards, we're helping grandma clean stuff out, and she's like, I was like, oh my God, I have the matching Bible to this, and she's like, you're supposed to have the other one. Now it's yours.
Oh,
I love that, Erin.
Which I just my mother has them right now because my Aunt Mary, who is my godmother, and her were looking at it the other day because they were reminiscing. Stories help us get out of sadness, and they were telling stories about my Aunt Delia and my Uncle Bob, and I'm like, I have their Bibles, and so they were looking at it, they're like, I can't believe after all these years, and they're still in good condition. They're like, I was like, that's because they've been like holding them the whole time. And you could tell the difference, how much she loved him, because his is in like plastic to protect it, and hers was just like a regular Bible, and she outlived him by like a good like 15 years. And so, but she protected his Bible and everything like that, which I'm like, she loved him so much even after he passed.
Of course. Oh my goodness.
But it's the happiness that she like fulfilled in it. I never heard her talk where she would cry either. She would just be like, he was so good. I'd be like, you didn't have children. She's like, no, I didn't have children. I have all of you.
Oh, so she found happiness in that dark time too, like you said. That's nice. Wow.
She wanted children, but when she couldn't have them, and my grandmother had 5 children, they would actually be her great nieces. I'm her great niece, and that's how long she lived. And I knew her very well. So.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
Yeah. And I love the stories about the Bibles that you have. I heard you say that before, and I was like, wow, of course we both into people just hand us the Bibles.
I know. And listen, I welcome them. I take them. I cherish them. I listen, I leave them on the shelf every now and then. I may pick up one, rub it, you know. I even have one of the great big white Bibles, the huge white Bible. It's called the Family Bible. They used to give those back in like the 70s and 80s to like family members and stuff. And I ended up with that one. I can't recall. I think my mom gave me that one. The huge white one.
Yes. We have one in our living room that was my grandfather. They gave it to us when he passed, my grandfather, and they gave it to my grandmother. I used it for Bible study last night when I couldn't find my Bible.
See?
I don't know where I put it down, but I couldn't find it last night. Mom's like, just take the Bible from the living room. You can read that one. It reads just fine.
I remember at one time I was counting because I would go into like Bible bookstores or just regular bookstores. And if they had a Bible, I would buy it. If it had like different versions of the Bible, I would buy it. And I remember one day I counted, I think I had, hey, Michelle, hey, Bianca.
Hey, Michelle. I'm Bianca.
I remember I was counting my Bibles one day, and I think I had about 52 Bibles. And I was like, Lord, what am I going to do with all these Bibles? And one day I got a call from a young lady. I interviewed her. She was actually on our channel. She was on that show, 90 Days In, I believe it is. And Ranisha, and I think it was Ranisha. Right. I think it was Ranisha.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes. And she was so cute. She called me. She said she was doing a event or something to help people, help them get back on track, you know, with the prison ministry and so forth. And so I said, well, what can I do? And she says, I don't know if you have anything you can give, you know, like Bibles or something. And I said, Bibles? I said, 52 of them. How many do you want? So I shipped her a whole bunch of Bibles for her to give away to the people. And I felt so good to be able to do it because, you know, sometimes you buy something, you get it, and you're like, Lord, what am I doing with this? What am I going to do with this? What is it? And then you end up seeing the purpose that it's going to serve. And you're like, that's why you wanted me to be prepared so that I could gift these to her and that they can get in the hands of people that we're really going to cherish them. So it's a good feeling. At first you'd be like kind of concerned, like, what am I doing? And then when you see the purpose of what you're doing, it's so much clarity, and it's so fun to see the revelation. and how the event turns out. So I love it. I love it.
You probably don't remember this, but it's about maybe 2 years ago when we first started Bible study. A friend of mine has started to study the Bible too. She has a very interesting story. I won't say on live, that's her private story, but she has just come back. She's just come back to Jesus, and she's like, how do I start? And I'm like, I don't know. And so I asked you and Pastor Lorenzo, and you're like, get a children's Bible. I had just bought a children's Bible like that week. And I was like, and you said, well, she can start with the children's Bible, with the regular Bible. It'll help. And then Pastor Lorenzo said, start from the beginning. You said the children's Bible. And I was like, it had to be something like in Destiny that I had bought the Bible the week, and that's the advice you gave. And she still uses it. She's
the best. I love that. And see, and that's another moment where you think, okay, why am I getting this? Okay, I'm gonna just get it. And then, like you said, the same week, yours was suddenly quick.
Yeah, mine was real fast.
And then you see the purpose, and you're like, oh, I love it that God had me to be a part of this whole process. You know, so that's beautiful. I love that. And I love a good children's Bible. I remember I was talking to some people, and this one gentleman, and he felt kind of bad because he said, I want to read the Bible and understand it, but it's really hard for me. And he talked to me in private, so I won't mention his name. And I said, listen, I said, why don't you get the children's Bible? And he said, I don't want to get that. I'd be embarrassed. I said, I got several children's Bibles. I said, they are wonderful. There's so much clarity in them. It's so easy to understand. I said, and they're saying the same thing that's in the big Bible. So I use children's Bible a lot. I love them. There's one called the Action Bible. It's so good. It is so good. It's like written like a comic book theme. And it's really, really nice. Hi, Be More Shorty.
Hi, Be More.
Yeah, but a good children's book is really good. Really, really good. So I love it. And I love when you can give to people. I love that. Love that too.
Yeah, when you can share God's gift, that's like the ultimate gift. If God uses you for something like that. In those moments.
Of course.
Beef Baltimore, I'm so happy for you. He's going to be on live TV. That's so awesome. Yeah, watching. We'll be watching. That's so exciting. Thank you for sharing this with us. Aww,
Can I just say something to it? Can I just say something real quick to Regina?
Yes.
I want to say that Regina, your channel makes me feel the most comfortable on your channel on a weekly basis. And thank you for having me as my team, and thank you for having me on there as well. I do feel the most comfortable on your channel as well. So that's very much.
Thank you so much, Dustin. Thank you. That's sweet. And I love that you feel comfortable. And that's the thing that we want to do on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We want to be able to have conversations, whether it's trending topics, whether it's reality chat, whether it's church news, Bible study, cooking with Clovis, Gen X millennials with my daughter, whatever the programs are, we want to be that network. That's what we really are striving to be. I've already had this conversation with Erin. We want to be that network that can bring that happiness and joy. So, to bring that comfort. And we want people to feel that same way, like you're saying, to be able to come over and be comfortable and not be. There have been some channels I go to and I cringe and I'm like, oh, I can't today. I can't, but I love the people, but I just can't do the whole video. So I have to go get my little heart
energy. Sometimes I think my sister Sheila is right. You have to be careful what you invite in your house.
Yes.
Because what you invite in stays, like that energy. You have to be really careful what you let come in, because it can break up your. And
it's so hard to let it go. I mean, especially when you're watching something late at night and then you're like, okay, and now I'm trying to go to sleep and you're like, it's on your mind. And I love the positivity. I love, like we said, we can all have conversations about stuff, but it don't have to be the point where you like, oh man, I can't even go to sleep because my mind is all rattled with all this mess and so forth. So I'm glad that you feel comfortable, Dustin. And I really am appreciative that you even joined us. I love your 90-day fiance chat. I look forward to it. I love Erin being on screen. You're the one that pulled Erin from behind the channel. You pulled her to the front, Dustin.
You're welcome.
And of course we all love Jonathan. Jonathan is the heart to a lot of people. I mean, people are so attracted to Jonathan and his love and his care and his kindness. He's just such a cool guy. Light of the Leo, beautiful also. Love her. She's so energetic. She's so fun. Her husband Tyrone, he's so wise and he's such a, a brilliant yet silent guy, but he's so brilliant, intellectual, and talented. And of course, Pastor Lorenzo with his knowledge. I mean, he's just beyond knowledgeable, free to share, and just an overall good guy. He's like that big brother that you love having around. His wife is beautiful. Bishop Kimbrough, who's on Real Talk Live on the Jude. Bishop Kimbrough is a hoot. He is hilarious, yet funny, and yet, he's still wise. And of course, we don't want to forget Pastor Tawana Grant. Her knowledge of finance is unmatched. And she does our Money Mondays. And so everybody that contributes, Joseph.
I was like, don't forget Joseph. He brings so much energy to the channel. And he just, even if he's in there, like just at the end, he just brings it up. Like he has such.
He's like the fertilizer on the channel. He's like, he's like the fertilizer.
He picks everybody up. He wakes you up. Like,
yes, we do.
He's in it. I love him.
And all of the people on our mods and everybody, you, Erin, you have been like a open door for our channel, and we love you. You're like a key that accesses everywhere to the juice, and it's all good. And your spirit is like, when people see you in the chats, they're like, okay, the Erin's over here, we got to be good, we got to be loving, we got to be kind. And so you're this part of us, and I'm so glad that God put us all together. We could have even made a better team ourselves.
God had a plan, and we just had to wait for him to unfold it and teach us stuff. Like, I didn't even, like, each week he'll like send you like messages, and we're getting better and we're changing things and watching you grow the channel and where we're going. And I love the idea. I love that even when we go into the mess, it's about the message, not about the mess. And that I love, because you don't got to be dirty. Like, we talk about hard subjects, especially on church news, which sometimes I go brace myself for. And I'm glad we have JoJo Speaks afterwards, because sometimes it brings it down a little bit.
Well, actually, we're doing that tonight, but we're going to be more subtle. For our church news tonight. And I was pondering for the past like 3 days, Lord, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about? And so tonight, what we're going to be talking about is, the same thing like you're doing today. We got to find some happiness in these dark places. We can't always be out here fighting and causing chaos and drama, because people are dealing with real life stuff.
Yes.
And they don't need to be added onto from people that don't even know you. And so we're going to be talking about that tonight too, and bringing some more positivity to this whole thing, because people are going through a lot of stuff out here in the world, and they don't need to be going through more dilemmas and fights and arguments from just strangers,
especially when we're already going through enough, so we don't need to add more to it. So
we don't need to add more to it. No, we don't.
Every time we turn on the news, it's, well, right now, I'm sure everybody's buzzing because the verdict just came in on the Trump thing. So that's definitely going to be on JoJo Speaks tonight. I just feel it.
I saw that. I saw Naughty Love was doing that story, and I said,
I didn't see it, but I was getting ready here.
She was doing that story.
Talking about you.
There's our fertilizer. Straight to our channel.
Hi, Joseph.
It's just, people bring spirits, and that's what I mean about finding your happiness in these dark spots. You can go through the worst times of your life and find like the best moments out of it. When I went through my divorce and my miscarriage, I just thought, well, does it get better? And then I was just looking around one day, and I was still in the middle of all the mess, and I'm like, I'm talking to Jake on the phone, like, Jake, I'm going to get through this. Jake's going to get through this. And then we started laughing about stuff. And I was like, you wouldn't have thought in the middle, he's getting cheated on, I'm getting cheated on, he has kids. I just miscarried, and I think I was still literally miscarrying, and Jake was on the phone with me, because he's that kind of
Wow.
guy. He's with you, even in his
Mm,
worst moments. He's with you, and I'm with him, and I'm just thinking, who gets this in life? Who gets to go through these hard moments with a partner?
wow.
I lost my partner for life, but I gained one too because
There you
I
go.
gained Jake, and I'm like, now this is almost 10 years later, and I still got Jake, and he might move closer to me, which God had a plan. I was so excited. Like, I'm praying now because he applied to some jobs near me, and I was like, oh, please bring him
Ooh,
home.
we
My
pray.
mother's
We
like, it'd
pray.
be great.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah, and
supposed to be
that's
here.
nice. That's nice that he's, that type of person, and God will put those people in your
Yeah.
path and help you on the journey. And he knows just when to bring them in too.
Yes,
Just
he
to
does.
bring them in.
Yeah.
And I love our God for all the wonderful
Just like
things.
Yeah.
just like when I first joined the Juice Radio Talk team, I was nervous for a while, but the nervous went away when I started adding Jonathan on the panel, and that went away for me. So that was really helpful when I added Jonathan on the panel, and
Jonathan's amazing.
my whole team has really helped me through a lot of stuff. So I do appreciate that very much.
Yes, we love them. We love you too,
I
John.
love you.
Justin, Dustin. Let me look it over here. The
Yeah.
chat that Joseph saying hello to Be More. Dustin, we love you too. We love Erin. We love even Bianca. I saw she was in the
Bianca.
chat too. We love Bianca with her spirit. Latoya, we love her. Lady
Yeah.
Virgo,
More.
Michelle, all the people that come in all of the mods over there. We love all of them, and and I love how everyone that comes in our comment section are so supportive and kind and caring, and
Lady
just
Virgo.
fun. So Lady Virgo, of course, Lady Virgo, she's a hoot. She is so funny.
Yeah.
She is so funny. And anybody that I missed,
Yeah.
please ask that I, forgive me. I'm sorry. But just put in the comments, say, hey, you missed me, so I can say your name too.
Bernice, Mother Bernice.
Mother
I'm gonna
Bernice,
say
I
Mother
love her.
Bernice.
Ollie.
Bernice. I just love her. I even messaged her last night before we went live. I'm like, because she just came in my head. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get to see Bernice. I should tell Bernice I'm looking forward to seeing her. We were joking back and forth and texting before the live. The brief interception between the two shows, Real Talk Live and
Bible study.
Bible study. And I just like, look what God did. Like, we may never have met. We're so far apart in the country, yet I feel so close to her. She's one of the people I just look for her when I get to Bible study. And who gets that? We get that over on the Juice because we all have each other. It's amazing.
I love it. Yeah, and I love it. I love that we can help each other to build, each other's channels up. That's the one of my favorite parts of this whole thing of us uniting and coming together, that we're helping each other build each other's channels up as well. When Erin said she was doing her channel, I was so excited, and I was like, yes, Erin, yes, because I knew it was going to bring her out, to be out there more, and people would hear her because she needs to be heard. She's got great stuff to say. And I love how we support one another, Jonathan with his JoJo Speaks, and Tyrone with his music, and Jennifer with her Faithful Warrior Ministries, and the Light of the Leo. I just love how we can support one another, because there's some channels that are like, oh no, you just got to be on my channel. We're not doing yours. But no, we're like, go build it. Let us all help build it together. Yeah. And I think that's what support is supposed to look like. We can all be at the top together. Who said we can't all be at the top together? We can all be at the top together. And that's what I really love that. I love it. And then we just have Joseph in there to listen, be fighting for all of us. He be in them chats fighting for you. Don't come in the chats wrong. Joseph go get them.
I was on reality with Krista Marie last night.
I love her too.
Yeah, well, I was on with her, so I was kind of late to your live, but I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I saw you over there in our Bible study. And Dustin is so good. Dustin would be on Instagram and on YouTube. I'm like, you go, Dustin. Dustin's like, I got you over here on Instagram. Don't worry. And then he's over there on YouTube. And I'm like, that poor over there. Dustin. Dustin says, Erin, don't worry. I got these comments over here on Instagram. He's amazing. I love it. Joseph said we have to choose light. Each other reaches each other. We all need each other and we matter. That's the thing right there. That's the point, right?
Yes.
Point period. We all matter.
Yes, 100%. I don't know what the channel's supposed to be yet. I'm letting God lead it to where it's supposed to go. Even this, I kind of did fight God a little bit because I was like, I'm not sure I'm supposed to say this. And he's like, oh, yes, you are. You're going to get out there. So I was like, okay. Like, I was like, I think I'm...
I remember when Jennifer was on her platform, Faithful Word Ministry, one Saturday morning, and she said God was talking to her, and she said, I don't know, she said God cursed her or the Holy Spirit. She said one of them cursed at her, and she's like, yeah, they cursed at me. This is what they said. This is the words, and I just laughed and I said, Jennifer, I love her. You're just you. But whatever way God speaks to you, it is the way God speaks to you. So, Erin, the same thing. If God told you say, okay, go ahead and say it, because people may not understand, but it's gonna catch the one that God designed it to catch. I'm gonna tell you that. It's gonna catch that particular one.
Yeah. I remember the first time I ever really talked about it publicly. My divorce was actually on your channel.
You did
during the Ariana thing, and I did not. And God kept saying, "Message Regina, you're supposed to go talk about this thing that's going on." And I was like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it might be a little off there, but
I remember that video. Yeah,
but
I was shocked. I was like, wow, you went through so much.
Yeah, and I don't generally talk too much about it. I mean, I always say, when somebody says, were you ever, like, or you want to get married or something, I'm like, nope, I'm the happiest divorced person you'll ever meet.
And be okay with that. That's what my mom said when my dad passed away. My mom was like, listen, we were like, Mom, you're still young. You can still go get your boyfriend or something. She's like, nope. She said, I'm good. She said, I'm fine. Yeah. I don't need to go and get nobody else. There was this preacher one time, and he prophesied to her. He says, Mother Shirley, you're going to find another guy, and this guy's going to love you, and he's going to care for you. And she said, can I send that one back to Jesus?
Well.
And she came to me later. She says, will it be bad if I send it back to Jesus? I said, no, it will not be bad if you send it back to Jesus. I'm sure he'll understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother was widowed in her 40s. And when I was really young, I had found that out because, you don't think about it. And because my grandfather was gone before my parents even met. He was widowed with my dad's first wife. And I said, Grandma, how come you never got married again? And she goes, oh, honey, I loved your grandfather, but you only make that mistake once.
Not the mistake. Hilarious.
But she had a good sense of humor. And I'm always like, when I got divorced and people would say that, I'd be like, nope, I'm going to be like my grandmother. You only do it once.
Listen, and be comfortable with where you are. Don't try and compare your life to nobody else's. Yeah. Don't try and live your life through, so forth.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking to somebody, this one pastor. It was so funny. He's still a good friend of mine. Mm-hmm. And we were talking, and he was saying that he's not going to have anybody else on his pulpit that has been divorced. No other preachers that have been divorced. He's not going to have them to do any messages on his pulpit. And he and I were best friends. And I was like, well, I've been married and divorced twice. So you're not going to have me on your pulpit? He says, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have nobody on my pulpit that has been divorced. He says, because I don't think they can bring any word to the congregation that will help. And I looked at him and I said, have you ever been divorced? And he says, no, I've never been divorced. I said, well, you can't tell that story. I can. So I said, so you better open that pulpit back up because people need to hear what it's like to really go. You could just tell the story, but I have lived the story. So, and we laughed about that. But sometimes, people, they just say stuff and sometimes they just don't understand what they're saying. And sometimes they try and make you feel bad for what you went through. But no, what you went through, God will still use a light, to help you to be somebody that's going to shine a light for somebody else. So I don't even hide what I went through anymore. I'm comfortable with it. Was it sad when I went through it? Yeah. But like Erin said with her platform, you find happiness in the dark time. And I found happiness, most importantly, I found myself. And when you find yourself, doors are open.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't let nobody or nothing hold you back. Once you find yourself, everybody else need to find you.
Just like when I felt like God started me going on to the Deuce Radio and Talk Show. So he led me to the YouTube channel. And I've been there ever since. And I'm planning on staying there. I'm not. I plan on staying there, and
Yeah.
I feel the most comfortable there. So I feel like God leading me to your channel, Regina.
I love it. And I love that when Dustin comes on and he's, I told him, I said, Dustin, you can come from behind that emoji over here. And he's had that emoji off ever since. I love it.
Yep.
And I can see when you got a fresh new haircut, new glasses and all of that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the comfort. Thanks.
Joseph had this to say. Joseph always has wisdom.
He
It's
does.
healthy. It's healthier if you divorce and learn than divorce and replace the parts of you that you never resolved in the form of a partner. Doing the work creates space for you and to be the healed you.
Yes.
Joseph's so wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of. I think I'm stronger since my divorce. I think not that I was a weak person, but I don't think I get pushed around as much as everybody was shocked everybody was shocked when I got divorced. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're not going to take him back?" Nope, I'm good, thank you. What? Nope. But nobody thought even he thought I would take him back, and I'm like, "Oh no, I don't want you back. You just keep going." I got a shirt that said to the mistress, "Dear mistress, there's a strict no return policy."
Oh my God! What a cool shirt.
I had a few really funny ones when I got divorced because you gotta have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No return.
I had a shirt that said about the devil. I was like, no, I met the devil, and then I divorced him. I did not really mean that one, but I thought somebody gave it to me. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, yep, it's funny.
Listen, it's something when you always knew you could stand on your own 2 feet. Even me, when I was married, I knew I could stand on my own 2 feet on my own. Yeah. But when you go through divorce, thank you, Lady Virgo. Thank you, beautiful. When you go through divorce and you actually see yourself standing on your own 2 feet, handling things on your own, it gives you a great sense of power and strength. And sometimes people are trapped in marriages that they're unhappy about, relationships that they're unhappy about because they don't understand that they really can stand on their own. That was one of the key things I learned when I went through my very first divorce was the insecurity left. And I was able to realize I can do this on my own. I'm fine. And then, after my second divorce happened, which he and I, my ex-husband on my second divorce, we're the best of friends. Yeah. My first husband, don't ask me about him because if I saw him on the road, y'all have to pray for me. My second ex-husband, he and I are we're the best friends. But even after I left that relationship, I found a strength of more independence and a surety of myself. And I got to the point where I said, if anybody else ever came in my life, there'll be no settling. Yeah. I'm not going to settle for anything. You're going to have to come up to my standards. I'm not coming down to yours. And that wasn't to diminish anybody, but it was just a path that I had found the strength in myself to know I don't have to settle, and so I did that. And then I said I didn't want nobody else and I wasn't going to get married. And I was in my 30s. And here come this handsome man over here at church and met him. And 21 years later, we just celebrate 21 years of marriage. He's still the love of my best friend.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I hope you had a good vacation. I hope you had a good vacation, Regina.
I did. Yeah. Hubby surprises me with all these little trips and stuff. And I love him. Yeah, you gotta have fun. You gotta enjoy life.
I love watching you two together.
Yeah, thank you. I love him on camera. He's so shy. He don't like being on camera. I tell him, I said, I could post a picture of myself on YouTube or Facebook and I get a few views. I said, but when I post a picture of you, oh my gosh, I get so many views, so many likes, so many clicks. It's something about everybody loves you, but he hates the camera. He does not like the camera.
Well, you light up even more when he's next to you.
I do.
When you two are on screen together, you just your whole face is so light and so happy. Even when you're doing those car rides or you're out to eat when you do those short videos, your body language is even different. You sit up a little taller. You can see it in your whole body how happy you are. Just and you're having a good time. You can see it.
You know what? It's something when you find a partner that you can be yourself with. And my husband had went through his relationship also, and I oftentimes let him tell his own story. But one of the things that I saw in the relationship that he was in before was he could not be himself, and that was his uncomfortable part in that relationship. So when he and I got together, I had to help him learn it's okay to be you. I'm fine with you being you. If if you toot in the bed, that's you. That's what you do. You tooted. We're okay with it.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt. We're okay.
Yeah.
And so just be you. If you want to laugh out loud, if you want to run around a grocery store or whatever, just be you. But the main thing is don't hurt nobody. And
Yeah.
he doesn't. And so when he was learned that he could just be comfortable with being himself, that's when the real joy comes. And I think sometimes people in relationships, they lose the fun in the relationship because they
Yeah.
stop allowing people to be themselves.
I think they lose themselves sometimes in a relationship because I think sometimes the other person that they're with tries to change them for who they don't want to be.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I.
It is. It is.
It is beautiful to see and to know your story, that you've come through 2 divorces
Yeah.
and that you're still like in it. Like you found your bright spot, your happiness. I love that about you. I always want to see like a video with you, Pastor Lorenzo, and Bishop Kimbrough, because you guys have gone through so much, and then you all opened your heart back up to love.
That's a
And
good
I think
point.
that would be such an inspirational story, even though that isn't what everybody wants. Like, I don't want that, but I think it is something to see that you healed from badness. You healed so much that you were ready to open your heart back up. Like, God helped you heal and get through it. So not only did you find a new partner, you found a real partner in life.
And that's a great point that you make. We'll have to make that happen because Pastor Lorenzo, he told his story. He went through some stuff, and he met his beautiful wife Greta. And Bishop Kimbrough also went through some stuff, and he met his beautiful wife Roz, and also Pastor Scott. We have to add Pastor Scott in that because he went through some
right.
stuff.
Yes.
And he met his beautiful wife Angela. So we're gonna have to make that happen. I'm gonna have to make. Yeah, that's a good point.
I always picture. I've been picturing that for so long, and I just see that being just such an inspirational video that's going to help people. And maybe for someone like me who is not ready to picture a partner, maybe to see the other side of it too. Because maybe I look at it from, I am so happy now. Why would I risk that? But maybe sometimes that's the inspirational story that we also need to tell. I can tell the story that it's okay to be happy alone, because being alone is not that bad. Like, because I hear from so many of my girlfriends that are with bad partners, or guys that are with bad partners, because it goes both ways. And they're so afraid. They're like, but if I break up with them, I'll never find somebody again. So what? Maybe you're enough. And I think that's so important. Like, you're enough. And I don't think you can find the right partner until you realize you are enough.
Yeah. And be looking for what the right partner is. Like I said, I went through 2 divorces, and when I met my husband, I wasn't looking for anybody else. I was like, I don't even care, God. I'm just going to raise my kids, and whatever it is. And we happened to meet. And even when we met, I remember my mom and dad, I saw him in church, my husband in church, and I was like, why is that guy so sad and so mad? What is going on with him? And my mom told me, she whispered to me, and my dad, she said, he's going through something. They knew he was going through a divorce, and it was public in the church, and he was embarrassed, and he was mad because he felt like people were not true to him, and were not honest, and it hurt him, So he's had that experience of church hurt.
Yeah.
And so my mom and dad were like, well, why don't you talk to me, because you're going through the same thing, because we were going through divorce at the same time.
Wow.
We didn't even know each other. We were going through divorce at the same time. And so from all of that, all of this blossomed. So I wasn't looking, he wasn't looking, but God knew, and God designed it. He wasn't what I normally would look for. I wasn't normally what he would look for, but God knew. And so I would tell people out there, if you're, are looking for somebody, then maybe stop looking and let God look for you, because it may not look like what you used to looking for,
Yeah.
But when it comes, it's gonna be what you're supposed to have.
That's a good point, Regina. That's a good
Yeah,
point. Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
You gotta
That's
let
what
you gotta let God guide you in your whole entire life. I've learned that ever since ever since I learned that from your guys' YouTube channel. You gotta let God guide you in your whole entire life, and
Yeah.
that's how I found your channel and stuff like
See,
that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
see, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. From Diva's channel, which I love Diva.
I
I
love Diva.
love Diva. I love, love, love. She's so caring and kind. And let me tell you, I got to meet
Mm-hmm.
Diva in person. Her and AT2. AT2 is the best.
Yeah.
AT2 is so funny. He'll get so mad. I've been on AT2's channel where he was like fussing at somebody. And I'll come in the comments and, hey, everybody, and put a heart. And he's like, oh, man, Juice is here. I got to straighten up.
Yes. Yep. I've seen him do that. 100%.
Yeah, I said it too.
He's like, oh, I got to straighten up. And then I'll be like, no, 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 just for you. And he's like, oh, he's like, Juice, close your ears.
Yes, I love when he says that. I love when he says that to you.
I know, but he's such a good guy. He is one of the good guys, and
Yeah.
he takes a lot of heat out here in social media because people are just people will say some things that's untrue, and it gets upset. But we have to learn how to navigate through all of that, because when you go and place yourself in a public forum, even if it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you're going to get some people that are going to not like what you have to say, not like what you look like, not agree with you, or just simply want to put a bad comment in your section. And you're going to have to know how to navigate, that. You could let it stop you, or you could block it and keep on going. And so I choose to just, block it and keep on going. And I love that AT2 chooses. He will block you in a minute. He will block you right on air.
Yeah, he has a list. I was like, you got a list? Like, how big is that list? Like, that's what we're doing. When he's like, he has a list. And then a few months ago, he cleared out his list. I'm like, well, let us know if it fills back up. Like, I'm just curious. Like, how long does this take?
Listen, he is one of the good guys. I love him. I love how he shares. I love how he shares his heart. I love the people that we've gotten connected to on social media. They're all great. I like Mims. Mims is cool too. Mims is a cool dude. He's super helpful. He helped us out on our channel as well over here when we were doing the Pastor Scott interview. So he's a cool guy. I just love people that are cool with you. And I'm always the type, like, people say, well, what do you think about people if they talk behind your back? Well, if they're not brave enough to say it to my face, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And so you just have to keep going. So many people, they get in trouble because they're like, well, I want to know what they said. I want to find out. No. Keep moving forward. Don't let nothing pull you back. But everybody that we mentioned, they're great people. I love the collaborations they do. And I love how God is bringing the people to all of us that we need to have. Because when you're out here doing like what you're doing, Erin, sharing love and joy, and what we're doing at the Juice is sharing love and joy, you're going to need some people that's in your group to help. Because listen, every good garden has a couple of weeds.
Yep.
But we need to have people to help pluck them weeds out.
AT2 is one of the best people. I met AT2 through Krista Marie. Ironically, I had never watched 90 Day Fiance before, but Krista Marie and AT2 decided to do 90 Day Fiance, and that's actually how I started. I always said, they did 90 Day Fiance for a little while to help Krista's channel build up. AT2 invited her on, and they did like a season of 90 Day. I'd never watched 90 Days before. And so I said to AT2 not that long ago, when we had started, I was like, isn't it funny? I'd never watched that show, and now God brought it back to me.
And now you're commenting on it.
I'm covering it. I was like, look at God.
He was preparing you. He was preparing you to get ready.
I do want to read these comments from Joseph. It's because of previous divorce. You is not the post-divorce you, and the version can't path. I'm sorry if I can't say that. The life of others. So that version couldn't find someone else. It can't. It's literally a zombie walking. Oh, that's so true. You before your divorce is so different. I definitely grew up during mine. And B More is sharing so much of himself in these chats. B More is my mod over here and just a wonderful person. And I know B More from lots of channels actually, but I was so flattered when it came to my channel. I love B More.
I love B More. I saw them and I've learned of them from Naughty's channel.
Yeah.
Naughty Love.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool peeps.
Be More, I met on Larger Curves maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, I love Curves too. I love her. She's
Yeah.
so energetic. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, she is more energy. She runs circles around me. I tell her I love her spirit, but I can't always keep up.
I
And
can't.
but she will tell me sometimes. She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna have a live you can come to," and but she'll also message me. Like she'll send me a message. Don't come to this one. Don't come. I love you.
She's so energetic. I love
I was like,
her.
what does that mean?
So
Don't come.
energetic.
But
Sometimes I'm like,
get it.
okay,
She doesn't.
I gotta do her in spurts. I'm like, okay, let me get the first 10 minutes. Okay, let me breathe. Let me breathe. Okay, now let me come back in for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, because she has so much energy and so much. I love her.
Yeah.
But she doesn't invite toxics into my house because she knows that. So I love that she's very respectful of everybody.
Yes.
So like if she learns that about you, she wants to be respectful. Prosperity is the same way. If you know Prosperity, thick girl, hilarious. Her channel is hilarious. She just is funny. But she is the same way. Like when you go to her channel, she will be like, she's so funny when I go over there. She's like, I gotta behave. It's Erin D over here right now. Let's behave, everybody. No,
like that AT2, he cracks me up. He's so funny.
I literally said that to her. I was like, that's just what AT2 does to Juice is what you do to me.
The same thing. And sometimes I'll see AT2 going off, and I'll just put a like on the video, but I won't put nothing in the comments because I don't want him to be like, oh wait, let me just pause. So let me just put my like on his video and keep it moving.
Yeah.
I do want to go back to this comment from Be More. We are going to wrap up because we had church news in a little while, and this is a lot of talking for me. This has been almost an hour, guys.
Really?
I was in an 8-year relationship, 4 years on a cloud 9. 2 years I was playing counselor, family mentor, and the last 2 years I was doing wife duties under a girlfriend title. Oh, that's no movement, no changes, and that's when you walk out.
Wow.
I had a plateful bowl cup overflowing, and it was much more than I can hold. It's one-sided. So I have been just adjusted to being single. Being single, girl, is not bad. It's a great feeling. I enjoy being single.
We've all been single. I remember I was out there single with 2 babies. And after my divorce, I mean, my husband and I, we met while we were going through divorce, but we weren't married until sometime after. So I was out there basically with them 2 kids. But single it's not a bad place to be, especially when you're working on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this has been great, Erin. This has been so great. Thank you for the invite.
Lady Virgo, I know you're asking if I got your email. No, I do not have your email. And you've been asking me this on every live. So I'm going to give you the email to this channel because, like the Juice, I have started an email. And I hope that types. Well, I guess I can type a message. I just can't send a link. So I learned from the Juice that you should have an email. And I got an email this week. So you can email me, anybody who has any ideas for the channel, or you just want to say hello. There is the email from this channel. It is also in the information for this channel. So if you don't write it down now, don't worry about it. We put it there for everybody. But like the Juice, we copied them and I got an email. Because Lady Virgo kept saying, did you get my email? Nope. Because I think YouTube, from what I learned, if it's not your channel, it does not show your email for the privacy. So I did look it up, Lady Virgo, for your privacy. YouTube will not put your email in my comments. So feel free to email me and then I will have your email. Because thankfully I do actually like that when I read the privacy stuff on YouTube. And I looked this up for you, Lady Virgo, because you've been asking in Living in Grace Ministry on the Juice. And that's why your email is not showing up, because YouTube is protecting you.
Yeah, and I know sometimes I have gone in people's channels and their comments, and they have said, "Hey, Juice, drop your email." And as soon as I drop it, I can see it, but nobody else can see it.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Nobody else can see your email smiling, so it's just you that sees it. So feel free to email me there, and then I can pass along if you need to pass along to the Juice or whoever it is that we're trying to reach.
Sure.
Okay, you just the Juice has an email. It's called the Juice Radio and Talk Show at gmail.com.
Just simple.
Yep.
I think on my YouTube page, though, you probably can get the email from there because it's a business page. And I think
Yeah,
they allow me to disclose it.
Yeah, on my YouTube channel,
I think you can pin your email.
My email.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we added it this week. Because
yay!
Yeah, I put that on the. I have no idea how this works. You can't see it, but it's on there on my original homepage.
Oh yes, I see it. Yes.
Yes.
So you have the business YouTube page too, right?
I will. Yes, because that's how I started it. Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I think A22 or somebody told me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be signing up for his class as soon as work comes down a little bit.
I know. I need to. Yeah, I know. I was supposed to take one of his classes and a couple of his classes, and I got so busy. But I want to do that as well.
All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Because I'm all talked out.
Thank you,
Thank you, everybody, for coming, and find a reason to smile today. Bye, everybody.
I'll be there tonight. Tonight. I'll be there.
Okay.
Bye.